Hello, I am wearing no makeup and giving even less fucks, but I'm here to talk about 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, and I just watched it, so there's some people's storylines that are just not at the top of my mind, and just some people who are more memorable and I'm actually thinking of. But I'm gonna go back and start with like the least important person of all, Cesar. I don't understand why Cesar is still on this show. Why are we even talking about his storyline? It makes absolutely no sense. Maria isn't coming. Maria broke up with him. There is no Maria. And then TLC did this whole thing where they got this fake ass couple to come and pretend to be like Cesar's little vacation friends, and they're all coming up. Cesar, like, how are you? What's going on? How is Maria? Did she come? What's going on? And I'm just like, yeah, the amount of time you just said Cesar in one sentence just proved that you don't freaking know him, and you're trying to seem as if you know him by saying his name over and over. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure TLC just paid y'all like $100 to come and pretend like you're his friends. Like, it makes no sense. Y'all can't act, so I'm not falling for the bullshit. I'm done with it. No more Cesar. Okay, good riddance. He says that he's done talking to the cameras. I'm like, boo, shouldn't you already be gone? Like, why are you telling them you're done talking to them? They should have been told you that they're done with your storyline. But moving on from Cesar, and just talk about the couple that we barely got to see this episode, and it's Michael and Angela. And I know something big must be coming up later on with Michael and Angela, because we're barely seeing them and they make good television. So what's going on, TLC? Like, whatever time you're giving Cesar, give it to Angela and Michael, because they make good television. So we see Angela, and she's thinking and going over in her mind about everything that happened in the last episode. She's feeling like maybe she should not have pushed Michael's face into the cake. So she called Michael up and she's like, oh, I want to see you. We should go to so-and-so and have lunch or whatever, and we should talk. Michael goes because, he's their bitch. And she actually apologized for smashing his face into the cake, and I'm like, oh, nice, they can actually resolve this. And she's like, we have to change. This whole relationship is toxic and it's just not going anywhere. We need to do better. So they both decide, not just Angela, they both decide that they're gonna work on their relationship and they're gonna not act as irrational as they always do. And I'm just like, really, Angela, it's really you. You're the one freaking out every time you hear that Michael did something with somebody else that did not involve you. So the next time we see them, she goes to talk to Michael's mom, and Michael's mom is talking to her about her giving her grandkids, and everybody know Angela's old. Like, it sounds wrong for me as a younger person to be calling Angela old, but in her reproductive system is quite old, so she cannot actually have a child. So Michael's mom is like, oh, maybe Michael should have a baby with another woman, and you two just raise the kid. You could adopt the kid, or it could be your egg, or however you're gonna make it happen. We could have it so that Michael has a child, so that I could be your grandmother. And Angela ain't for it. And I'm like, didn't she ask her daughter for an egg or something like that, or to be a surrogate? So why is this so out there for her? Is it just the thought that this person would not be related to her? Sorry for that vibration or that sound that you just heard. I'm getting a message on my phone. And I'm using my phone to record this because I'm not doing any editing. So, just gonna do it straight. Full force. Forget that part. I can't cut it out, but imagine it's not there. Okay. So, we're gonna move on from Angela and Michael to Tim and Jennifer. So Tim is just such a soft boy. Like, he doesn't know how to do anything, and everything is just so scary for him and to him. So Tim finally gets to meet Jennifer's father, and Jennifer's worried because Tim is scared of everything because she thinks he's a pussy, and he kind of is. So Tim goes to meet the father, and they have to wash down the cows, and there we go again with another interruption. But like I did the first one, I'm gonna ignore it, okay? So keep moving on. Move on with me, okay? Move on with me. So Tim is washing down the cows, and he's scared as hell because he's scared of cows, or he's just scared of any live creatures because he's also scared of Jennifer. And then the father asks him if he want to castrate the cow, and he's just like, no, but I'll watch. He's like, this is completely out of his element. Like, he's not from this part of town. He's definitely, this is not his element. So she goes off and she talks to her father about what he thinks of Tim, and she's explaining to him, well, he treats me nice, and he's, you know, he's a good guy. And her father tells her straight up, he's like, you know what? You need to find yourself a good man because you've been married before, and you don't want to go through the same thing over and over. So if he's a good man, then do what makes you feel good. So they go back to the town area because her father lives on like a ranch apart from like the main town and urban city. So they go back to the city and they have their little date, and they finally kiss. I'm like, how long has he been there now? He's been there for how long now? And y'all are just kissing for the first time. Y'all been talking for how long now? Plus the time that he's been there, and y'all are just kissing each other for the first time. Tim, come on, do something. And he explained to her that he's afraid of her. I'm like, okay. He's afraid to do anything further than just kiss her. So, and I kind of understand him. I'm like, aw, Tim. It's like he doesn't want to mess anything up, so he doesn't want to push the relationship too far. Like, oh, okay. That's sweet. But she's telling you that she wants it, so you better give it to her. Or at least try, dude. She's telling you that you need to try, or something's gotta give. And that was basically it for them, unless I'm missing something from this episode for them. Nah, I don't think so. No. Who else? Oh, so Ziyed and Rebecca. I feel like this episode, they really gave us a little bit of every couple. And Ziyed and Rebecca had her friend doing some background searches and trying to get some information on Ziyed, and her friend came back and told her that she found out that Ziyed's record is basically clean, like he's never been arrested or anything of that sort. It doesn't seem like he's been married or anything shady in that way. However, she's not seeing any work history for him. She's not seeing that he's ever had a job. And I'm just like, well, in a lot of countries outside of America, people get paid under the table all the time, so that's completely understandable. But that's basically the same excuse that Ziyed uses. It's just like, you know, my boss pays me directly. And Ziyed said that he worked for a talk show, and when the talk show is in season, he would usually just gain an audience for the talk show. You just like do crowd control and all of that stuff. I'm like, oh, so he's basically like a PA. And he said that he get paid under the table. And I'm just like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know what they do over there in Tunisia, but I'm just saying, normally if you're doing PA gigs and so on, they usually pay you through payroll. I'm not doing that stuff under the table. I'm just saying. It's not like you're bussing tables or some shit like that, or washing dishes. Like, this is like studio. Like, studios are usually run where they're making sure they keep track of every dime that's going out. But Ziyed used that as an excuse, and Rebecca told him that I don't want you to feel like if you come to America, like, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, I'm gonna need you to work just as much as I do. So you're gonna need to get your shit together if you come to the US. And he's like, yeah, I'm prepared to work if I go there. And that was basically it for them. Who else? You know what? I'm gonna talk about Tom and Darcey before I even go on to Avery and Omar. So let's talk about Tom and Darcey and Stacy and Stacy's man. I don't remember his name. But as we all know, they're in sorry. As we all know, they're in Albania, not Albania. I don't know why. As we all know, Darcey and Tom went to Albania, and Tom basically confronted Darcey because he thinks that Darcey and Stacy are bickering back and forth, and it's becoming annoying and uncomfortable for everyone else who's there. And I'm like, I know, we're watching it and we're seeing it. It looks very uncomfortable. Like, Darcey, Stacy, stop it. Darcey, stop it. Stacy, don't encourage it. And so Tom tells her everything, and I'm just like, you know what, Tom? You brought out those bitches last week or 2 weeks ago. They were unnecessary too. So whatever situation Stacy and Darcey's going through, you deserve it. You know, you freaking deserve it because you catfished her. So anything that you get, you should take it and be glad, okay? So Stacy and Darcey have a conversation, and Darcey basically lets Stacy know that Tom was uncomfortable with their situation. And they decide that they're gonna, you know, tone it down. But at the same time, Stacy definitely feel like Tom is trying to use just anything that happens between them as a way to blame Darcey because he's not really feeling Darcey. And Stacy told Darcey that. I'm just like, Stacy, what are you doing? Like, you're telling Darcey something. You think Darcey's gonna believe you? No, she's gonna feel like you're jealous of her relationship and you're trying to cause a problem between her and Tom. And we could see that Darcey kind of feel that way because the next day or later on in that day, Darcey, Tom, Stacy, and her boyfriend or her fiance, they went driving like an hour away. And during the drive, Tom got sick because he's a little bitch. And Tom got car sick and he had to go throw up and, you know, make a whole damn scene. And then Stacy is there, like, you know, just watching the whole situation. And then Darcey's trying to comfort Tom after he threw up. And Tom is just like, can you give me some space? And then Stacy's like, yeah, you know, like when I'm feeling sick, I don't want anyone to be all up on me. And Darcey's just like, well, bitch, you didn't have to, she didn't say that, but you could tell in her eyes, it's like, well, bitch, you did not have to say that. You could have backed me up. There's no reason that you had to back up this dumbass over here. And so you could tell that she felt some type of way, but she's trying not to cause a scene between her and Stacy to make Tom feel uncomfortable like he claimed that he does whenever they bicker back and forth. So when they finally got to just the two of them, Tom told her that he was thinking about, you know, if this was like a romantic getaway like it was supposed to be, like you said it would be, then I would possibly think about like where our future would be, as if he's saying that he would actually propose to her. So now she's there feeling like she missed out on the whole proposal. Like she just blocked her blessings is what she feels. And I'm just like, no, Darcey, you know what? You saved yourself, because you should not get with this man. You can do better than Tom. See, Tom has this feeling as if he's better than Albania. Like he's above this. He's above all these quaint places, as he says. But if he actually had any feelings towards Darcey, as if he was actually gonna propose or he actually liked her, then there would be no question. It wouldn't matter where they are. He's like, I actually got to see who the real you is, and I feel like that wasn't a good thing for a relationship. And I'm like, I feel like that would be the best thing for your relationship. If you see who she really is, then you can decide that you don't or you do want to still be with her. But basically what you're saying is you saw who she really is and you don't like it, so you're actually done and you want to get off the island. And I'm just like, Tom, you ain't shit. Like, you're not in the position to be nitpicky. And because Darcey is so self-conscious, I wouldn't even say so, because Darcey has such low self-esteem that she doesn't see her value, and she cannot calculate his actual value and see that he's just a pretentious fuckboy, and she can do better. It's plain as that. But Darcey doesn't see that, so she feels like she blocked her own blessings and that she shouldn't have come to Albania. Because if she had gone to the Canary Islands, then he would have proposed and things would have been good. I'm like, no, he was never going to propose to you. Like, this dude was never going to claim you. He doesn't even want to claim you for the few weeks that you're hanging out with him. Like, Darcey, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You can do better. Stop being so for these dumbass dudes. Like, gosh. And let Stacey be Stacey. Like, Stacey's relationship, don't be butting into Stacey's relationship. She seems to have it figured out way more than you do, Darcey. So maybe you should not be putting in your 2 cents, because it just sounds like you're jealous. But anyway, moving on to Avery and Omar. Am I forgetting anyone before I move on to them? Definitely covered Cesar, Tim. Oh no. Oh no. Akyni and Ben. So Benjamin and Akyni. Benjamin, the next day after Akyni and her dad didn't show up, if Akyni's dad didn't show up and they fixed everything, Akyni's dad said the best place that he thought that they should meet would be in church, so that the elders can get a feel of Benjamin before he actually puts down his ruling or reaches verdict. So he feels like maybe the elders of the church should meet Benjamin first, and they should all do a group session. And he goes to church. She's feeling it, you know, it's different from his church. He's having conversations with Akyni. She's asking, how is it? Is it anything like your church? She's telling her, no, you know, in my church, they don't do this, they don't do that, blah, 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 blah. Completely different cultures. So Benjamin got to speak to the tribunal of her father and 2 of the elders from the church, and they asked him questions like, how was your first marriage? Were you married before? And he come clean. He talk about how, you know, he tried to get counseling and fix his relationship, which I'm just like, ooh, tell us more, because it seems like this woman was just ready to get out of there from you. Like, what's going on? What's really going on, Ben? Like, what were you hiding? Like, what's the tea? I'm ready to sip, son. What's the tea? I wanna know. So, the Benjamin tell them their story. They all tell him, well, you know, we feel like you should be able to marry Akyni. Like, you seem to be, you know, in the right position to get married. to this young lady, so we give you our blessings. And then it was Akyni's father to make the decision. It was up to Akyni's father's to make. It was Akyni's father's turn to make the decision. My tongue is all twisted right now. I'm trying to talk really fast because I can see the time going, and I'm like, oh, it's over 20 minutes already. So it was Akyni's father's turn to make the decision, and he's just like, he has his reservations, but he's gonna allow them to get married. He's gonna give them the okay for now. He hit them with the for now. So I'm like, what would change in the coming future that it's just for now right now? Like, what are you expecting to change? Are you expecting that maybe he will not be able to pay the bride price, as they've been saying? Is he not able to cover the dowry, so maybe you won't be able to marry your daughter? I don't know. Is that what you're worried about? But yeah, he got the permission to marry her for now. But we see in the previews that something's gonna happen. I think Akyni's gonna get drunk and Ben isn't gonna like that side of her. But we shall see. We shall see. Moving on to Omar and Avery. I forgot her name for a second. But Avery and Omar, they're having a race against time because Avery's mom, Terry, has to go back to the US on the same day, and they're trying to get married on that day. So first they had to go get a license to get married before they can actually get married. So they were going from their hotel to the courthouse or whatever it is, and then from the courthouse to the mosque. And that was the whole thing because of traffic and whatever, and they're worried, oh, we only got 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, we know you're gonna make it. And like, oh, we have to get married today because she has to go to the airport and go back home, blah blah blah. So they made it to the mosque, and everything is awkward because the first thing, when they got up the hill to the mosque, they found out that Avery had to wear a cape, and the mom wasn't thrilled about it because she's like, why does she have to cover up even more than she's already covered up? And she just kept the same snarky attitude throughout the whole thing. And then she find out early in that she would not be able to be a witness at the wedding because she's only one woman, and one woman is basically equal half a man, because you need to either have one man as your witness or two women to make up for, the one man. So of course Terry would not be okay with that, because most American women would not be just like so cool about it. Most Christian American women will not be just okay with like I'm worth half of a man. Like, that whole idea is just very foreign to a lot of American women. So of course Terry isn't afraid to voice her opinions, and she was there making snarky comments, and that kind of bothered Avery because she's like, I'm here getting married, and my mom knows that this is a different country and different culture, and I joined this different culture because I wanted to be a part of it, because I wanted to get some shit. And now she's here making these comments. Like, no, it's disrespectful. And like, yes, it's very disrespectful what Terry's doing, sure. And I've been very harsh on Terry, with my criticisms. However, I can understand where she's coming up from with that one, because I was just like, no, you can't be, you can't be the witness at your daughter's wedding, because, yeah, you're not a man, and you'd need another woman here, so it's not gonna happen. So I kind of understand why she was frustrated, but Avery was like, whatever. And then the bombshell. The sheikh told her that he would have to be a representative for Avery, because Avery cannot speak Arabic. Avery does not speak Arabic, or she's not fluent in Arabic. So Avery would have to sign over to the sheikh that he would be her representative. And then he would basically do the vows for her, because the vows are in Arabic. See, I can't say it like Americans do, but anyway, the vows are in Arabic. So now she has to sign over basically her voice, in a way, to this man. So this man is holding hands with Omar as he reads them all their vows or whatever, and he's basically saying yes and no to whatever. He's saying yes to getting married. So Avery's there, and like, she's like, every time I've imagined my wedding, I never thought of not being involved and just watching someone basically getting married for me. So Avery is there, and her mom is feeling the same way, like, this is not how I imagine my daughter getting married, like, not at all. So she's already like at a level 6 right now, being pissed. And then they go to their mini reception dinner, and they're talking about what's gonna happen next and where they're gonna live. And Avery basically came clean to her mom that, hey, I'm planning to go over in July. Like, I'm actually planning to go to Syria. So I guess you're SOL thinking I'm coming home, because that ain't happening. And the mom got so pissed. Like, Terry got so pissed. She was like, she went from a level 6 to a level 11. She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. So she left the restaurant. She walked out on them. She's like, no, like, that's not safe. I'm done with this. Like, y'all just been doing a whole bunch of bullshit all day, and I've been trying to make this thing work for y'all. But no, it's stupid. I ain't got no plans. I ain't got no information on any of this happening. Y'all did not let me know you were gonna be moving. You were gonna be going to Syria. Like, is the war gonna end by then? No. So why are you going? And she's just so confused and just like, what do you want for yourself, young lady? And I have that same question. I'm just like, Avery, you're not thinking correctly. Like, I'm like, okay. At first, I thought, you know, that Omar is on the up and up, and like, he's not doing anything shady or anything. But that little comment that he made towards Terry is like, oh, she's my wife now, so you can't say shit to us, because this is my wife, and whatever I say go, or whatever we say goes. So, and I'm just like, Omar, weren't you a little bit taken aback when Avery said that she was gonna move to Syria with you? Because to me that sounds dangerous, and you thought that was dangerous too. So what's changing your mind? Like, you really think that Avery can live in war-torn Syria and will not be complaining? Oh honey, you got it coming. She's gonna be complaining. So Terry knows her daughter, and she's like, no, it's not gonna be happening. Like, she knows that within a year she's gonna be done, and that's what she's trying to avoid. She's trying to avoid her daughter possibly getting killed, and the fact that that is an actual thing to worry about, because Omar has talked about his friends who've gotten killed. Like, that's an actual possibility. So Terry's not crazy for worrying about a lot of these things. Does she overreact on a lot of things? Yes. Does she have a right to be worried right now? Hell yeah, she does. Avery is not thinking clearly. She's just jumping right in. Just have in writing. But that is my review of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, episode 8, season, what season is it? Season 5? Season 6? I don't know. Whatever season it is, okay, it's episode 8. And yeah, my main question with this episode is, why the hell is Cesar still there? I'm done. I'm done with Cesar. Like, be gone, Cesar. Be gone. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about any of these crazy ass couples. And if you want to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic night or day, whenever this gets posted. I think it's going to be posted in like probably like 30 minutes or an hour. But anyway, thanks for watching.